5'8" little peon. If we were in the streets, I would grab that little ginger and smack him upside the head and make him forget who the he was.
I'm going to keep it a full-on buck with you guys. If you don't think Jake Paul's going to win, you know nothing. You know nothing. I am a casual. I've never been in a fight before, but I like sports and I like watching fighting. I'm telling you guys right now, Jake Paul wins this fight. It's very obvious.
Fighters, actual fighters, Sean. It also has done for women's boxing a lot. So I'm not mad at him for what he's been in boxing, what he's created. This is a little crazy. And a lot of people will say, it's too small.
During a live session, Jake Paul sent out a fierce warning to Gervonta Davis, making it clear that anyone doubting him is making a huge mistake. He stressed that his training and preparation are no joke, as he takes every detail seriously. Paul declared that he is fully determined and confident in his abilities inside the ring. He boldly stated that Davis won't be able to withstand his power, and the upcoming fight will be the ultimate proof of his word.
He would potentially kill you if you got in the ring with him.
He's a 5'8" little peon. If we were in the streets, I would grab that little ginger and smack him upside the head and make him forget who the he was. People don't realize I'm a real killer. I really do this. YouTube this, YouTube that, Disney that. This is not a joke. I'm knocking out the best of the best, beating all of these people time in and time again. And it's about time that you old heads and all these boxers who think they know about the sport put some respect on my name.
Aiden Ross, a well-known streamer, firmly believes Jake Paul is going to shock the world when he faces Gervonta Davis. According to Ross, anyone doubting Jake's chances clearly does not understand boxing. He pointed out that Jake has shown consistent improvement with every fight and now possesses the tools necessary to challenge even a champion-level boxer. Ross dismissed critics who still label Jake as just a YouTuber, reminding everyone that he has already proven himself in the ring. For Ross, this showdown is less about Tank's legacy and more about Jake's rise. He insists Jake's discipline and determination make him a dangerous threat.
I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm going to be very surprised if Jake's not favorite on the sports betting on sports. Like, all you guys saying, and all this, you guys understand that it's all about weight and shit. Like, I'm going to keep it a full-on buck with you guys. If you don't think Jake Paul's going to win, you know nothing. You know nothing. I am a casual. I've never been in a fight before, but I like sports and I like watching fighting. I'm telling you guys right now, Jake Paul wins. It's very obvious, right? It's very, very, very obvious.
Gervonta Davis often faces criticism not for his incredible talent in the ring, but for his inability to sell fights outside of it. Many analysts argue that despite his skills, Davis has consistently struggled to generate hype even within his own division. On the other hand, Jake Paul and his brother Logan have perfected the art of promotion, transforming every event into a massive spectacle and pulling in millions of pay-per-view buys through charisma and showmanship. This is exactly why Jake's involvement makes the fight appealing on a global level. Critics believe Tank's brand alone cannot carry such an event without Jake's star power.
Tank is not the guy that knows how to sell a fight. Tank cannot sell a fight in his own division. The Paul brothers, and they come over to boxing. Their idea from day one is we don't have the skills or the experience. What we're going to do is we'll take on the absolute best guys, but they're going to spot us some power. Tank has one job, that it doesn't make any difference. Boxing is a real sport. My skills versus your skills, of which I am an abundance of, and of which you have none of. Hank is telling anybody that will listen that there's a size problem. My skills and my experience in boxing, I do not have to wonder who's in the bar tonight. Any bar I go to, I rule the bar. No, it turns out that you don't. Just need some big guy to corner you, apparently. Boxing has never stood its ground. Boxing has never been able to explain why Floyd needed a half hour to get rid of a guy who's never boxed. Hank Davis has already began this. When you choose a dum-dum, don't be surprised when he goes out and acts like a dum-dum.
Shakur Stevenson, widely regarded as one of the most technically skilled fighters in boxing, openly criticized Gervonta Davis for agreeing to this matchup. Stevenson argued that it disrespects the sport when Tank chooses to fight Jake Paul instead of the elite names available in his own division. In Shakur's view, Davis had far better options, including a showdown with him, which could have solidified Tank's reputation as the top lightweight. Instead, Davis chose what Stevenson calls a money-driven fight against a celebrity boxer. His frustration echoes the concerns of boxing purists who crave real championship battles over crossover spectacles.
Got your eye on Tank. What do you think about the rumors of Tank and Jake fight?
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport. if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that. And he called cap on it. So if you gonna call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it.
Oladipo offered a different perspective on the matchup, pointing out that both Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis are still in the peak years of their careers. From his view, this clash feels premature. Oladipo compared it to Floyd Mayweather's exhibition with Logan Paul, which took place after their prime years and therefore made sense as pure entertainment. In contrast, he argued that Davis and Paul have much bigger fights ahead of them that should define their legacies. Wasting this stage on spectacle-driven events, according to Oladipo, is a mistake. He believes such a bout should happen only after their prime.
Whether you agree with it or not, Gervonta is considered the #1 lightweight in the world. And it's a division that includes Shakur Stevenson, a lot of young guns coming up. I'm not any more sure if it's going to include Keyshawn Davis, but it's a hot division. He's considered #1 in that division. Like, that's why I kind of find this a bit, I don't know. Like, there are challenges out there for Gervonta. There are big money fights out there for Gervonta. We want to see Gervonta in those fights. Again, I don't know how many fights people want to see AJ in, just to make the AJ Jake Paul comparison. One, as far as I'm concerned, that was Tyson Fury. I don't really have any interest in seeing an AJ in any other more fights. Whereas Gervonta Davis, I wanted and still do want to see him in so many more fights. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. These exhibition things are, like, really and truly, they should all be when your career's done. Like, when you think of Floyd versus Logan Paul, it's done, right? Floyd versus Conor. Did he have one more after? Was that it? I can't remember. But it was right at the end. It was done. Right at the end. Even if it wasn't. Right at the end. These guys having these exhibition fights in between what is the peak of their career is kind of weird for me. Very, very weird. And then it isn't even comparable to Ngannou Fury, because at least these guys were the same size. Like, Jake Paul is a 215, 220 pound guy. I don't know what he walks around at. Gervonta fights at 135. I'm guessing he walks around about 155. Like, what? Like, Jake Paul, I've been around him. I'm 5'11". I'd say he's 6'1". Gervonta, I've been around him. I'd say he's 5'4", 5'5", max. You know, a lot of these guys wear those big heels.
Paulie gets heated whenever the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis fight is mentioned, especially while debating with Chris Algieri. He argues that knockouts only carry weight when they come against true competition, not carefully manufactured setups. To make his point, Paulie referenced legends like Felix Trinidad and Mike Tyson, who showcased their knockout power against elite opponents. He criticized Tank for avoiding top names for years, even though the lightweight and super featherweight divisions have been loaded with talent. For Paulie, comparing this matchup to Tyson's era is flat-out disrespectful, and he angrily dismisses the fight as nothing more than a money grab.
Look at Jake Paul's career.
You can manufacture that, though. You can manufacture
You can't manufacture.
To a degree, you can. To a degree. I mean, Gervonta legitimately cannot get knockouts. I agree. He can punch, but there's a lot of limited knockout artists, though, man.
He's one of the least active punchers in the game with the highest knockout percentage of current heavyweights.
But if he was a real knockout artist,
current champion.
If he was a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best of the best. Felix Trinidad was a knockout artist. He was knocking out the best of the best. If you're a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best and show us how he smokes them. But the way we did when Felix Trinidad was doing it, you know, the way
Felix Trinidad was
doing it in his prime. Okay, say what you want about the Mike Tyson era. He knocked out everyone from 1986 to 1989. Everyone got knocked out. Everyone.
But by your standard, you could say that Tyson was to a degree manufactured.
No, everyone that was there. Everyone that was there.
Teddy Atlas will 100% agree with this.
With the expense of
the guys that were afraid of him.
With the exception of Witherspoon. No, but they all doesn't matter. He knocked them all out. There was nobody you could say in that era except maybe Witherspoon, who had contract issues with King at the time. Except for Witherspoon, there is nobody Tyson didn't fight in that era. He knocked them all out. You can't say, like, oh, but if he would have fought that guy, I don't know. No, with Davis, there's guys right now that have been hanging around for years. Yo, dude, when are you going to fight? The lightweight division was stacked with talent. Even at 130, it had a lot of talent when he was there. Didn't fight almost any of them. So it's not the same thing as the Tyson era. You want to say anything about Tyson era? Fine. It wasn't as high level or something. He still knocked out everyone. There was nobody there in that era that you can say Tyson didn't fight.
Didn't say it was related. It was the same as the Tyson era. Didn't say it at all. I was actually going to say the opposite when you talk about Trinidad. Trinidad is a bona fide superstar. And the way that he was, and like you said, he fought
him up
everybody,
and he knocked out.
And he was a knockout punches. No, of course.
At the end of the day, the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis showdown is more than just a fight. It's a spectacle that has captured the attention of fans worldwide. Whether you believe it's a circus event or a smart business move, the truth is simple. People are going to watch, talk, and debate it for years to come. Tank may be chasing legacy, or he may just be chasing life-changing money, but either way, the spotlight is his. And Jake Paul? Love him or hate him, he has once again forced boxing into the mainstream. This clash is about hype, risk, and entertainment at the highest level.